bags are loaded or anything illegal here with the weed or anything? Yeah, weed. Which one? All of them. That one. Okay. Honestly, goes a long way. You guys have your ID on you?
Yeah, he's calling everybody that you got caught with.
Just moved to be by has been in the street for a while.
May 7th, 2024. Zone 1 Airport Patrol, Florida. 2 adults, 60 pounds of cannabis in carry bags. The real issue is not whether the seizure was legal. The issue is whether what followed protected the case before it reached a courtroom. Florida versus Bostick, decided by the Supreme Court in 1991, held that officers may approach individuals at airports without any suspicion at all. The test is whether a reasonable person would feel free to decline and walk away. Whether this encounter stayed consensual or crossed into detention determines what the Fourth Amendment required at every step that followed.
Hey, I know we're talking for a second. The type of start around the one in the PD. You guys are good. You're good. You're good. Let's talk over here and ask him the way. So, we have a can in the back, just running some bags, and these bags are loaded or anything illegal here with the weed or anything? Yeah, weed. Which one? All of them. That one. Okay. Honestly, goes a long way. You guys have your ID on you? Just weed. Where are you guys from? You're from here? Just this one? You said or all? You said all of them? Okay. All 3 of them or just this one? Okay, just these 2? Alright. Well, listen, weed's not the biggest deal, alright? Alright.
You just want to go, you want to step this on?
Yeah, get out of the way. Hold on. You ever been in trouble before?
A long time ago.
What time you have to go? You had the key on this?
Nah, I don't think so. But this one I have.
Okay. And what's your address? What is it? What is it? I need to know your correct address. This is probably an old address, and I need to know your current address. Part of our investigation. Hold on. I'm texting right now. I know you're just calling everybody that you got caught, but that's cool. Okay, you don't have any universal keys for these locks, or no? Well, I didn't mind. You over there? We are 10-12 with that first one, because that one went by, and we're 10-4 over here for 95. I'm 10, yeah. I'm not sure if they are. I'm over here.
You live with them?
These people like contact.
But who's picking you up?
I think Sarge might still be waiting, but I'm not sure. If it's holding for now.
Just one of the older ones. I don't think that's going to be the same. What's your name now?
No. Kind of pop it, I guess. It's another week here, so.
Where do you live currently?
I'm all out. I'm more in. gonna go grab some bags.
You want me to go grab them since
Yeah, that's fine. I'll grab the bags and I'll go through it.
Yeah.
We'll show like the bag counters. If there's anyone at the bag counter, the airlines, you know what I'm saying? How are you? How much do you have? Oh, okay, there we go. Yep. I know you said take a trip to California. You what? You always go there?
Dạ này buổi sinh viên sáng sao đây bỏ cái này cho xin cái này nè.
Do you live in California? Do you live in California? Back and forth. So, what's your address in California?
Actually, I just moved to Dubai. So I was kind of like messing up the street for a while. So I just got
The subject told officers he moved to Dubai, had lived in California for 5 years, and was back in Florida with local contacts. Under Florida Statute 893.135, subsection 1, possession of more than 25 pounds is a felony. The mandatory minimum is 3 years and a $25,000 fine. 60 pounds clears that threshold by more than double. The more significant charge may be conspiracy. Subsection 5 punishes conspiracy the same as the underlying Trafficking Act. It requires only an agreement and an overt act, not physical transport. The subject's own statements about interstate travel and local contacts may supply both. Still, Miranda only applies to custodial interrogation. If this was consensual, it never attached.
What kind of bags are these? Can you tell me? That's not no big deal. Yes, I know. We are 74. You want to take a picture of this? Thank you. Yeah, give it more 1 second. We'll explain everything to you. Okay? You said you're back and forth Florida and in California. We got a Florida address. Yes. You got phone numbers and then have you run them yet or anything? Yeah, man. So we're gonna make sure you got no warrants or anything, right? Either one of you? Okay. So pretty much what's gonna happen, this weed is not the biggest deal. It's still felony, still trafficking, so we're not gonna arrest you right now. We'll smell paperwork from the state attorney. If they decide to file charges, then you'll get an arrest warrant. That's about it, but you're not going to jail right now. Fair?
Zone 1. Airport Patrol.
You didn't know his case over yet, have you? 394. You might write it down. Somebody said 8. And you need case number for 95. The east side, level 2 baggage lane 22. Don't take pictures of us, man.
No, I was just.
I know, don't take pictures of us. Let me see your camera roll. Let me see your camera roll.
Let me just talk to
I know, let's hear.
166, 314, 162, 314.
Got it, thank you. Maybe 166 314. 166 314.
Zone 2. Teletype Airport.
$3.94 on telly. We're on 229s, one by Florida DL and one by name. The DL is going to be Delta, Echo Lima. Middle initial Delta. Last name Evans, Echo Victor Alpha, November Sierra, the Black Fox, Bravo Foxtrot, 1114 of 98.
It's not legal here in the state of Florida. And then it's also not legal to transport it in luggage. So eventually that was going to happen. Have you ever been arrested for this before or ever been caught? I'm sure this isn't your first time, and you've gotten away with it numerous times, so.
I got arrested before, not tonight.
But I'm saying you've probably brought it through the airport numerous times. If you live in California for 5 years and you haven't contacted your Florida, and they know it. You live in Florida, you have an address here, so this is probably a routine thing for you. Now you finally got caught.
One of them. That was a random name.
And you got caught.
I should know he had a third. Yeah, one of you. That's one.
Well, how would you expect them to want to throw you to the ground or something? I mean, well, how would you rather do it?
Watch what the officers say next about the decision not to arrest. The case went to the state attorney rather than an on-scene arrest. The comment, "You're probably telling everybody that you got caught," is not a rights violation. But it is exactly what a defense attorney marks. The government bears the burden of proving voluntariness. On the Fourth Amendment side, the seizure looks solid. Voluntary disclosure by the subject supports either a consent theory or abandonment, and neither requires a warrant. Two subjects, both charged, both released at the scene. Outcome is pending. The primary officer's contact ID request and charge explanation were clean and consistent with Bostick. The concern is one line, the texting comment at 2:35. The subject gave his full travel history without knowing none of it was legally required. What he said voluntarily now forms the factual core of the conspiracy count. A person who knew their rights and exercised them would have said far less. First, for law enforcement. Both subjects have documented ties to multiple states and one international destination. The seizure is secured. The defendants are not in transient defendant cases. The field release decision deserves more scrutiny before it is made. Second, for travelers. Under Florida versus Bostick, an officer at an airport may approach without suspicion. You have the right to decline, walk away, and stay silent. That right does not require the officer to announce it. The subject spoke voluntarily and paid for it. Third, for both sides, a field release is not a dismissal. Under Florida Statute 893.135 subsection 5, conspiracy carries the same mandatory sentencing as trafficking itself. The clock is running. Got a case worth this kind of scrutiny? Drop it in the comments. A seizure is only as strong as the case built around it. Thanks for watching.